In a small but busy corner of the city market, where the sound of sewing machines blended with the noise of traders shouting prices, there was a woman named Amara. Amara was not the loudest tailor. She was not the richest, but she was the most dedicated. Every morning before the sun rose, she would unlock her small wooden shop, sweep the floor, wipe her sewing machine carefully, and whisper a short prayer before she began her work. Her hands were skilled. Her stitches were neat. Her finishing was flawless. But what truly set Amara apart was not just her talent, it was her attitude. She treated every fabric like it was meant for royalty. Whether it was expensive lace or simple cotton, she gave it the same care. Whether the customer was wealthy or struggling, she spoke with the same respect. People noticed, especially one customer. His name was Tund. Tund was a regular client, a quiet man in his late 30s who often brought his clothes for adjustments. He admired precision, and Amara's work never disappointed. But more than her craftsmanship, he admired something else, her discipline. Even on slow days when customers were few, Amara never sat idle. She would practice new styles, sketch new designs, repair old garments just to keep improving. "You work like someone who is building an empire," Tund once said jokingly. Amara smiled. "I am building something," she replied softly, "even if it's small." Then one rainy season afternoon, everything changed. The rain started gently. No one panicked at first. Rain was normal. But this rain did not stop. The sky darkened. Water began to gather in the narrow pathways of the market. Traders lifted their goods slightly, laughing nervously. Then the drainage failed. Within minutes, water rushed through the market like it had been waiting for permission. People screamed. Goods floated. Tables overturned. Machines fell. Amara tried to lift her sewing machine, but the water was already knee-deep. Her fabrics, months of hard-earned materials, were soaked. Customers' clothes she had carefully sewn were carried away. She stood frozen as everything she had built slowly drowned before her eyes. By evening, the market was silent. The water left behind mud, broken wood, destroyed dreams. Many traders cried openly. Some cursed. Some blamed the government. Amara did none of that. She simply stood inside her ruined shop and stared at her damaged sewing machine. Her hands trembled, not from anger, but from heartbreak. For years, she had saved little by little to build that space. Now it was gone. The next morning, most traders did not show up. Some had already decided they were finished. But Amara came. She came with a broom. She cleaned the mud. She wiped the broken machine. She arranged the soaked fabrics even though they were useless. Not because she had hope, but because she had discipline. Across the street, Tund watched. He had come to see the damage. When he saw her sweeping a shop that had nothing left inside it, something moved in him. He walked over slowly. "You came back?" he asked gently. Amara nodded. "This is my work," she said. "Flood or no flood." Tund looked around. "There's nothing left." She swallowed hard. "I know." There was no self-pity in her voice, just quiet acceptance. That night, Tund could not sleep. He kept seeing her, not crying, not complaining, just working. He thought about all the times she delivered his clothes early, all the times she refused extra money because she said, "You've paid enough." All the times she treated her craft like a calling, not just survival. The next week, Tund made a decision. He contacted a friend who owned a small vacant shop in a nearby plaza. He arranged for a new industrial sewing machine. He bought basic materials to restart. Then he called Amara. "I need you to follow me somewhere," he said. She hesitated but agreed. When they arrived at the small plaza, he stopped in front of a modest but clean shop space. He handed her the key. "For rent?" she asked, confused. "For you," he replied. She stared at him. "I don't understand." "I've been watching you for years," Tund said quietly. "You don't just sew clothes. You build trust. You build excellence. The flood destroyed your shop, but it didn't destroy your character." Amara's eyes filled with tears. "I can't afford this," she whispered. "You don't have to," he said. "Consider it an investment in someone who never gave up." She stepped inside slowly. There was a new sewing machine waiting. Folded fabrics on a small table. A clean space. A second chance. She covered her mouth with her hand as tears finally fell. Not tears of loss, but tears of relief. Within months, Amara's new outlet began to grow. Her story spread. Customers returned. New clients came. People said, "That is the tailor who didn't quit after the flood." And Tund, he never asked for anything in return. He simply continued being a customer. But something else grew quietly between them. Respect, friendship, and eventually love. Not because he saved her, but because he saw her strength before she lost everything. And she saw his kindness when she had nothing to offer back. Years later, when Amara opened her second branch, she hung a small framed note on the wall. It read, "Disaster may destroy your work, but dedication will always rebuild it." Because sometimes, the flood is not the end of the story. Sometimes, it reveals who was watching your effort all along. Like, comment, and subscribe to my channel for more stories. Thanks for watching.